Hey there, welcome back to the Fanboy Cantina. This is a random video. Just wanted to jump on and get a little bit of Oscars pregame, although the Oscars I think are in 5 minutes at the time of this video. So not sure how well that's going to work out, but I do like the Oscars. I do enjoy it quite a bit, and I have on my side here. I finally got through the Best Picture nominees, and so I'm going to do this to hold myself accountable to see how close or how wrong was I, at least with the big Best Picture nominees. So, with at the bottom of the list, I really didn't enjoy Maestro. I thought it was very slow. Found it very hard to get through. I'll be surprised for it to perform well in this year's Oscars. Unfortunately, with Barbie, even though it was a phenomenon, a global phenomenon in the box office and all of that, I think for set design, wonderful. I think for Billie Eilish's song is should win for sure, but I don't see it as a Best Picture winning the Best Picture nod. And then at number 8 of the 10, they really should shorten the list. I like it in spirit that they've got 10, but they really got to shorten it, I think. So with Poor Things, that comes in at number 8. I did enjoy the movie a great deal. I feel like it's really long in the middle. Performances are really strong. I would not be surprised for Emma Stone to be the upset winner for Best Actress at this year's Oscars. But yeah, it fell into number 8 in my rankings. And then at number 7 is Anatomy of a Fall. Really wonderful film, really a courtroom drama. The way that it handles its ending, I think, is very bold. Don't want to get into spoilers. Um, I do feel like there's some pacing issues with the film for sure, but it falls at number 7 for me. And then at number 6, it's what the heck? What do I have on there? Oh, the holdovers. My goodness, I can't read my own writing. I wanted to enjoy the holdovers more than I did. Really love that the pairing of the director of Sideways coming back to work with Paul Giamatti again. I felt like the plot was a little bit contrived at times, like when not a little bit of a spoiler, but when some of the students are taken out of the show, I thought, oh, it's kind of checking the box. Now we're going to focus on these characters. Performances are great. Divine Randolph should win for Best Supporting Actress for sure. Um, but yeah, I didn't enjoy that movie as much as I wanted to, even though I really love Sideways. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. At number 5, I had American Fiction. Really enjoyed this movie. I felt like it doesn't stick the landing in its ending. Um, feels like it runs out of steam towards the end, but strong performances. Jeffrey Wright is just exceptional. You can tell that the film was written with him in mind. Really enjoyed that film, but it fell at number 5 for me. And post in the comments of what your favorite film was of 2023, at least in this year's Oscars. At number 4, so even though I think it will win, for me, Oppenheimer is number 4. Oppenheimer, obviously a juggernaut in this year's award season, and the definite favorite to win this year for Best Picture, probably Best Director, number of other awards as well. But yeah, I think that it for me. It was number 4. Feel like it kind of loses, similar to other films. Feel like it kind of loses its steam at the end. Shifts gears with the Robert Downey Jr. Story arc. He should win for Best Supporting Actor. But yeah, I felt like it ran out of steam. And oh yeah, and just to the comments, this is a Macross shirt, Fear of the Bones. Kind of an unusual shirt, not something that I wear very often. But yeah, that's the shirt that I'm wearing for this year's Oscars. At number 3, Killers of the Flower Moon. Phenomenal film. Phenomenal film. Very long. I feel like it is way much too long, longer than it needed to be. And I think the choice of it's just, for me, it's essentially 2 movies. And so with the back half of the film, you unfortunately have Lily Gladstone really not have that much of a role, probably for a reason. Um, but um, but I think how they focus the story on the FBI part, yeah, I don't. Yeah, it didn't fully work for me. Exceptional film, really enjoyed it. Way too long. And then at number two is the film that I did not want to see. It was my least favorite of all the titles. Just looking at the list and the description, a story about a Nazi family living a life outside of Auschwitz. Um, Not something I was looking forward to, and it ended up being one of the best movies I think I've seen in recent memory. Certainly, one of the best of 2023, and deserves to be in the list. Um, it should win for best sound. It should be. It absolutely could win for best picture. I think it would be a very bold choice. I think it would be a very bold choice for it to win. Um, I do think it's got issues, right, of focusing on this story, this type of story on, from the essentially the German point of view, in a way. And I was concerned that it might humanize a character like this, but instead it allows the perspective of Rudolf Hess and family to be shown as the evil that they are. But I yeah, there are, but I understand the criticisms of this film, and that's zone of interest. That's zone of interest. It's a hard watch. I was on edge the entire time I was watching that movie, and it's for good reason. It's for good reason. And absolutely, if it does not win for best sound, that would be a crime. And then at number one for me is Past Lives. Past Lives is just a genre of movie that I enjoy, where it just works well as a kind of a stage play. I do like that kind of style where you have people from the theater space creating films, and it's a movie where it brings. I think you end up bringing a lot of yourself to the experience of, like, the sliding doors kinds of experience, or the questions of what could have been, or certain choices that one makes in life. I think it could have I think it could win for best picture. I think it should win for best picture, because it was my favorite film of the year, but I think Oppenheimer is the juggernaut. I guess I hopped over something here. In terms of best actress, Lily Gladstone I think is likely to win, but Emma Stone could be the dark horse, could be the underdog, could be the surprise win. In watching the film, Lily Gladstone, as I said, kind of doesn't have a lot to do in the back half of the film, to the point where is she a supporting actress in a way for this movie? Um, Performance, no doubt, very strong, stellar. But I would not be surprised if Emma Stone were to win. All right. Well, let's see how well I did or didn't do in this year's predictions. I know I didn't capture all of the various different awards and things, but yeah, it'll be disappointing if Oppenheimer ends up being the juggernaut and there aren't many surprises. I would like there to be surprises, but yeah, I think it's the odds-on favorite. Anyways, let's see how well I did. Um, and if you're watching this later, you can hold me accountable. You can give me a hard time of whether I got it wrong or not, and post in the comments what was your favorite of the Oscar nominees. Um, would love to continue the discussion. All right, I'm just staring that way because I think the Oscars are about to start. So thank you so much for watching, and enjoy the Oscars, and let's check in afterwards. All right, take care. This has been the Fanboy Cantina.